While we can claim that the universe is just if we accept the mystical teachings, if we believe that all beings are interconnected, interrelated, and in fact they constitute one being, one supreme being, we can call universe or God. If we believe that, then the universe may be said to be just. But is it benevolent? Well, I've tried to experiment with pain when I was young. I flogged myself and I stuck my hand to a radiator until I couldn't take the heat anymore. It was a kind of scientific inquiry. Some people would call it craziness, but I just call it scientific inquiry into the nature of pain. And I found out that I can't overcome pain, that pain overcomes me. It's far too powerful to withstand it. And of course, for people who don't even expect it or don't want to experiment like that, for innocent children, pain is tremendous. And psychological pain may also be extremely powerful and extremely painful. Psychological suffering may lead to suicide. So, of course, it can be more powerful than anyone can withstand. Is this kind of suffering benevolent? Well, let me give you an example. There is a father sitting by a campfire with his kids. The father is looking at the kids, and the kids are playing near the fire, and they have a bottle of gasoline or some other flammable material in their hand. They are opening the bottle, and they are very likely to, in a second, get severely burnt. But the father doesn't do anything, because the father believes in learning through experience. So, what would we call such a father? The father would be either indifferent, at the very least, or perhaps even cruel. We would most likely call the father cruel. But how about the universe? Well, the universe is doing the very same thing, and we would rather learn through some kind of gentle persuasion or warning than through the actual suffering. But we have to learn through the actual suffering. So either the universe is cruel, or at the very least indifferent, or there is no gentle sitting father, but we are all just kids, lonely kids playing by the fire. The word benevolence implies that there is someone who is able to change things, someone who is able to see things from above. He or she or it knows the outcome of things and can benevolently prevent the negative outcome. That's what the word implies. But perhaps the universe is like a beautiful flower. Beautiful and of course not so beautiful at certain spots, at certain places. If you look at the root of the flower, the root is in the ground, it's struggling, it's experiencing pain, the earth is squeezing it, the root is trying to go through the painful earth, the painful stones, and there is no light, it's all in darkness, and there's no freedom, there's all tight, squeezy feeling. And there's of course selfishness going on there, because the root is trying to get as much minerals and energy as it can from the ground. But at the level of the petals, we have the beauty, we have the freedom. Petals are free in the wind, they are beautiful, they have a beautiful aroma, there are some idyllic butterflies flying around the petals. The petals may be even producing a fruit, of course not in a regular flower, but in a plant that has some fruits to bear. The plant would bear fruits, and the fruits are altruistic, they are giving. Of course the petals are also giving the beautiful aroma, and the experience of joy is given to the world. People can enjoy, or other beings can enjoy, those beautiful petals. So there is a kind of altruistic tendency in the upper level. In heaven there is altruism and giving, and in hell, down there, there is struggling and there is selfishness. And yet the whole thing, the whole flower, is a beautiful creature, it's a beautiful creation. Although a flower can't be called benevolent, but it definitely can be deemed worthy of existence because of its beauty. And so if the universe brings us to some level of existence which is sublime, of course it will be then deemed worthy of existence as well.